Hi guys, Jeff Marples here. I wanted to talk to you about two neighborhoods today. I'm going to put them together, and I think I'm going to start doing this more often because I want to cover not just real estate, but I also wanted to cover some of the amenities. This is a suggestion from the fabulous Candace Cron, who's one of my clients, and I love her comments, so hi Candace, I appreciate it. We're going to talk about Haight Ashbury and Coal Valley. Now, when I first moved to the city in 2000, I lived in Taiwan first. I came over here. I lived on Downey Street, which is right here, if you're looking at my hand cursor. Great location, great neighborhood. I wanted to bring this up because the downtown Coal Valley is actually pretty small. It's definitely not as big as Haight Ashbury. It's definitely not as big as, say, Noe Valley. But it's really charming, you know, because you have just a couple streets here, you know, one main street on Coal, which is right here. But you also have the proximity to Haight Ashbury. And the nice thing is, I'm going to back it out a little bit. The nice thing is you have a lot of green space around you, you know. And I raised 3 kids at the corner of Haight and Ashbury, and I had 3 great playgrounds, and all within walking distance, not to mention the museums that are in the park. So from a parent point of view, it's really good. You know, you take the kids out in a stroller, you could walk forever, and you have a lot of things you can do. You have different playgrounds. You know, I actually found the neighborhood of Haight Ashbury and Coal Valley really child-friendly. And part of that is to say, you know, there's a lot of different school options, but also there's just a lot of playgrounds and a lot of activities that you can get your kids involved with right from the start. So I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. Now, you know, clearly we have some really good schools here as well. You know, the biggest, the best, I think, public school is going to be the Grattan Elementary School. But remember, it's a public school, so, you know, you got to win the lottery on that. It doesn't matter if you're sort of right next door. You got to win the lottery on that. But great little school right there. I really like that school. My kids actually went a little bit further north. When they were really small, they went to Ladybug, which is a fabulous, like a pre-elementary school, kind of daycare, but there's structure there for sure. And the teachers there are great. Just, you know, they were always really good to us. You know, they had all of our 3 kids. And then we had Bonnie over there at the Russian Hill School, which is in actually Pacific Heights now. Great schools. But over here, you know, our closest, when I was living in the Haight, you know, the urban school just got established. There's you know, it's got a great reputation, but also you got the French American school here. You've got another French school up the street on Ashbury. You've got a Chinese immersion school. You've got all these different things all within your neighborhood. And, you know, I want to consider that. I want you to consider that, you know, if you're thinking about staying in the city and raising kids there, you know, there's a lot of conveniences in this neighborhood. So I'm going to talk a little bit. I talked a little bit about that. I'm going to jump in. So in the brown area is the commercial district. There's no real brown area in Coal Valley. They just don't show it on the Google map. So I'm going to jump into the street view of it. And you can see, you know, we're right here on Carl Street. But the nice thing is you have the N-Judah that comes through here that drops you off right there at Cole and Carl. You know, I used to pick up my wife before kids, and I just walk down and we'd meet down at Kezar Pub and get a cocktail at the end of the workday. Really, really nice. I mean, it's really one of these things that's, you know, it's nice to have that in the neighborhood. Go a little bit further north, you've got the ice cream store, and that's really where things start. You've got a great little cafe here called Reverie. You've got some restaurants in here. This used to be EOS. You also, let me get down to the street view on this. You also have a very good grocery store right here on the corner of Parnassus at Cole. The thing is, there's a guy in there. The meat selection is really good. The guy makes a mean sandwich. I mean, really good. You also have the boulangerie right up here. If you go all the way up the street on Cole Street at 17th, there's a wine merchant who is excellent. If you are in the neighborhood or if you're just in the area, that wine merchant, it's a small storefront, but he's got everything. So, you know, the nice thing is you got a lot of convenience in this area. You also are very close to UCSF. So UCSF is up in this direction. You know, so there's some jobs, there's transportation options. It's really a charming little community without a doubt. So I'm going to jump out of that, and I'm going to go over to Haight Street. Now, I told you guys I raised kids at the corner of Haight and Ashbury. I actually did. I have got flower children, apparently, that, you know, we raised our kids top floor at the corner of Haight and Ashbury. All of our friends thought we're crazy. We probably were, but the reality is there's just a ton of conveniences right here. And, you know, when you're on Haight Street, yes, there's a lot of tourists. You do have that transient mentality for sure. It's just part of the Haight. You're never going to get rid of it. But you've got like Magnolia Brewery right here. This is Masonic right here. And, you know, some of these buildings are pretty darn iconic, you know, when we're getting into it. I don't know why we jumped right here, but let's see if we can get a little bit into the street again. Okay, well, actually, now I'm down here. I'm actually on Ashbury for some reason. Sorry about that, gang. Let me try to get back on my main street. There. So the fabulous Ben and Jerry's at the corner of Haight and Ashbury. That was my place right up there. A lot of conveniences. You had a Crepe Express. You've got some great shopping. My wife just loved to go shopping right here in Ambiance. You've got the iconic Legs. You got hat stores right here. You know, I haven't seen Demea over there, but I know he shops there. You've got the Pig and the Whistle and all that sort of stuff. Pork store right here. You've got a lot of stuff. I do think they have too many shoe stores, by the way. But, you know, the Haight Ashbury, from a neighborhood point of view, if you can get one block off of Haight, it's ideal. I mean, if you're, you know, you could be as close as we were. I think it's a little bit too close, but it actually was really quiet, incredibly convenient. I still go down to the Haight to get haircuts from some time to time. Just a really nice neighborhood. You also have some of the classic buildings. You got Hot Yoga just a block away. And then look, you're right there on at Kezar. So, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that is going on in the Haight Ashbury, and I apologize, I'm totally off my map. I'm on Waller Street right now. But I think it's just really a fabulous place. I'm just going to sort of scroll down here and see if we can just show you some of the things that are happening, some of the restaurants right here. You know, you've got banks. Clearly, you've got your head shops, guys. But you also have the Red Vic. You have pizza. So, I mean, honestly, from a city point of view and having the conveniences at your fingertips, especially if you're like, you know, the way that we live, it's like, what are we doing on a Tuesday night? Oh, we don't have kids. What are we going to do? Okay, well, we could either walk down and get some food, or I can just walk down and pick up some takeout. It's a Citrus Club. That was one of the first restaurants we went. The nice thing is also you've got Whole Foods here, but I tell you, you know, Whole Foods is great, but if I was in the neighborhood and I never really went to Whole Foods, I shopped at the Haight Street Market. And the Haight Street Market, I know it's gone through some tough times just recently with the passing of the patriarch of the family. But, you know, great family there, guys. You know, if you live in the neighborhood, that store has doubled its footprint when Whole Foods came in. They're extremely competitive. It's a local market. I highly suggest you go there. Great people that work there, without a doubt. My heart sort of really goes out to them. Let me go to some of the listings. Now, I pulled up some of the listings. There's only 4 house or condo TIC listings right now in the market. You know, we're in the second week of December, so it's normal. Inventory is kind of down. But I wanted to show you some of the options. Now, this one is the wacky one that I found. It looks like an old an old garage in the back of a house. But the cool thing is, look at this thing. You know, this is a condo, but look at it inside, right? It's really a studio. It's just one big open space. But guys, you know, and you're parking on the street. There's no parking, guys. But look, you're on Oak Street. So Oak Street is busy. You know, if you didn't need parking, you know, look at this. I mean, it's pretty darn cool. Wait until you get out and up on it. So, you know, for $900,000, it's a pretty cool space. I don't, you know, it's kind of subterranean over there, I'm sure. But look, you got this stairway up, and let's get up to the stairs. I thought it was just the architecture is just kind of good. Okay, let's see if I can get to that one picture. So yeah, definitely subterranean there, but go up the stairs and you're out into this little back patio area. So just, one of these unexpected little charming places that you can find. And I think you could find these things in the city from here and there, especially on those alley streets that are actually the stair streets, like the Vulcan stairs. And there's a number of other ones, but just really, this one just caught me by surprise. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show it to you, just because it is very unusual as far as a unit. Now, let's go up to Cole Valley. We're here on Schrader Street, 2-bedroom. It's a kind of a 1.4 basically. Nice, classic. Kind of looks Edwardian just by the roof beam. But look, you got the Douglas fir floors. You got nice expanded. This is your classic flat, without a doubt. Nice thing is you got outdoor space right there. So, and that's the thing about these old Victorians. If you're on the top floor, it kind of makes it impossible to go downstairs and enjoy a backyard. I did it with my kids, but, I got to run my kids, so they went down the stairs. But it's not that the indoor-outdoor mentality. This unit does have that, which I thought was really, really nice, and it's kind of a charming little backyard. Let's go to Page Street. Now, Page is just down the street from where we are, though. This is a single family, just at 3.5, basically. Really nice, classic building, guys. I mean, without a doubt. I'm just going to show you some of the architecture within it. Just flip through some of the pictures. Taller ceilings, coved. Look at the detail up on the ceiling. I mean, really nicely done. I think the old Victorians is not for everybody. Some people love them, some people don't. It's just a personal characteristic. And I also think that, the reality is if you wanted to get into some of these older, charming neighborhoods, well, you're not going to find new construction over here. You might find a one-off building every once in a while, but, you got to accept the old Victorian. A lot of them are updated too. So you get that old classic character, but you have renovated kitchens, opened up walls. I mean, look at that space. Let's just take a look at that. That's a nice looking space. You got a wet bar over here. You've got the box beam ceilings. I like that stuff. It's real nice. Let's flip through here a little bit more. Classic stairs, really nicely done. Skylight. Got carpet upstairs. One of the things that I should really mention for anybody that's watching and thinking about an old Victorian, if you're buying an old Victorian and you're downstairs or upstairs, look at your CC&Rs, see what your coverage is on carpet on upstairs unit. So I would hate, there's a lot of times where people will buy a lower floor unit in an old Victorian and they don't quite realize how loud it can get by the people upstairs. Now, I had in my building, because we were in a 3-unit building, I had great neighbors. The middle floor, God, that guy's a saint, because he put up with not only my dog, he put up with 3 kids running up and down the hallways. He was there half the time, but he was just, from an overall neighborhood perspective, my neighbors on Ashbury, I don't think they can get any better. I mean, really, really nice people. And let's go over to the last one. I'll just show you on Stanyon. So, Stanyon is a longer street. Stanyon will go all the way to Pacific Heights. But up here, you can see, look, we're in Cole Valley. We're on a hillside here, a little bit of a slope. We're at 2.3. It's less of a price, considerably compared to that last one. But still the same sort of classic detail. You have the original dark wood, posts. I had the exact same banister. There's guys that can replace those banister spools too, guys. I know the source if you're looking. Good overall quality. It's nice house. It doesn't have the detail of the last one, but hey, there's a $1 million difference there on price too, and it's a great neighborhood right up here. I'm going to flip through here. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you are really looking for those neighborhoods that are going to be very, neighborhoody, I mean, really, nice people, a lot of conveniences, a good place to raise small kids. You can get up to Ashbury Terrace too and raise families. I mean, it just depends on your spend and how much you can afford, really. But I really would recommend it. It's a great area without a doubt. I loved living there, and I actually think, from a family point of view, it might be a little bit more conducive versus like a Noe Valley, because there are so many playgrounds at your fingertips. But look, and some of these things have really, really good views. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you found this interesting. I do know so many of the different neighborhoods. I hope these little videos are helping you. And take care. Enjoy the weekend. And thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.